Dean Burns, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My name is Phil Alto, and on behalf of Asia Community Ventures, and also with Ming Wong, we would like to welcome you to the inaugural East and Southeast Asia Impact Investing Forum for 2013. We are honored to partner with the Rockefeller Foundation and the local host, the University of Hong Kong, to bring this event for the first time ever in Hong Kong. At this forum, we have about close to 400 people who represent leading practitioners, thought leaders, students, and policymakers in the impact investing space, as well as in the social entrepreneurship space, representing over 15 countries. Thank you all for coming over here. I very much look forward to an exciting and thought-provoking discussion over the next 2 days. Asia is my home. I was born in Taiwan. I grew up in the Philippines. I studied and worked in the US, and now I'm calling Hong Kong my home. Having lived in the Philippines for the most part of my life, I have had a first-hand visual of how poverty looks like, as well as its accompanying social issues. Even though Asia might have been growing relatively faster compared to the US and Europe, it is not immune to the fact that it is home to 2.9 billion out of 4 billion people who are getting by under $2 per day. This represents 75% of the total global segment of people living in abject poverty. Therefore, if we were to tackle poverty as well as its related issues, Asia must be included. We are delighted that the Rockefeller Foundation has chosen Hong Kong as one of the 4 venues across the global south, the other 3 being Sao Paulo, Brazil, Bangalore, India, and Cape Town, South Africa. As a global financial center, we believe that Hong Kong can also be well positioned to serve as a key social finance hub for the development of impact investing in East and Southeast Asia. Nonetheless, Hong Kong is not without its problems. Have a look at the image on the banner right to my right. It is a photo taken in Hong Kong of a family of 4 living in what we call tong fong in Cantonese, literally a room that has been cut up or subdivided. This photo, in many ways, represents a microcosm of the challenges faced by the region. The Gini coefficient of Hong Kong, a measure of rich-poor gap, has continued to worsen in Hong Kong over the past 4 decades, with the worst record of any developed economy in Hong Kong, in the world. This is evidenced by the tens of thousands of people living in subdivided flats, many of them as small as 6 by 2.5 feet. Yet on the price per square feet, it is more expensive than a house at a prime location in Hong Kong, such as the Peak. Despite these bleak statistics, we believe in a brighter future for Hong Kong and for Asia. It can happen if all stakeholders, including the government, the private sector, civil society, universities and its students, foundations, and intermediaries, organizations that, ladies and gentlemen, you represent here in this room, collaborate to foster social innovation and attract talent and capital to address the current and future social issues in the region. The status quo of governments, private sector, and civil society working separately in their respective silos to address social problems must come to an end. The status quo of each city working separately and not learning from both successes and of failures of others must also come to an end. This is why we have a regional forum as opposed to country-by-country forum. Albert Einstein once remarked, "Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. We cannot simply rely on what has worked in the past. Impact investing, with its focus on attracting private capital to invest in double or triple bottom line, financial, social, and environmental, is emerging from its infancy and has become both a paradigm and a social finance tool that is here to stay. With the mainstreaming of technology, as well as blended approaches of doing good while doing well, financial, social, and social inclusion of the poor, as we have discussed earlier, is now becoming more realizable than it had ever been in the past. This brings me to the story of why Mr. Ming Wong and myself founded Asia Community Ventures. Ming and I work as co-conveners of Engage Hong Kong, which is a community mapping initiative for the Hong Kong social ecosystem. We see Hong Kong as an ideal pilot ground to facilitate an exchange of ideas and capital to ultimately enable impact investment in and around Asia. The mission of ACV is to promote collaboration among the key players in the social ecosystem to catalyze the flow of ideas and capital for a sustainable society. An analogy that Ming and I often use is that we build the roads, we create the roadmaps, so that both entrepreneurs and investors alike can drive to their intended destinations in the most efficient and most effective manner. We hope this forum will inspire you to learn from the speakers and panelists, and more importantly, from each other, to identify and act on the challenges and opportunities that are unique to this region. More importantly, we also hope that this forum can push the agenda forward by identifying concrete next steps towards innovative solutions and creating further opportunities for collaboration among all the participants here today. This journey, ladies and gentlemen, is just beginning. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you, Philo, and thank you, Dean Burns. Right, so before I call on the next speaker, I'm just going to lay out what we're going to do today, which you might be wondering. I know you've seen the program, but I want to say a few words about what we're hoping to do.